Hi guys, thank you so much for joining me on my channel today. As you can tell from the title of today's video, we are going to be making a hair bonnet. I've tried my possible best to make this video very detailed and easy, so let's get right into it. I've got two fabrics over here, this purple one and this yellow fabric. You also need a thread. This is my assortment of threads that I have. A pair of scissors, which is very important for cutting our fabrics, a needle, a ruler for taking our measurements, as well as a pen to make our markings on the fabric. I take the first fabric, in this case, which is the yellow one, and fold it into half. I make sure that they are aligned perfectly on each other. I then fold it again into another half, just as you can see me doing. After folding the fabric, I take my ruler and place it from one corner to the other to measure my preferred length that I want to cut. In this case, I'm measuring 27 centimeters. So I place my finger firmly on one corner of the ruler and then I mark 27 centimeters all around the fabric. After making the markings, I then begin to use the scissors to cut through them. Through the markings, you get this shape right here. Then take the second fabric and fold it into 4 as I did for the first one. Using the yellow fabric as a template, I cut through the purple one to get the same shape. You have to make sure that the two fabrics are aligned and married to each other because we don't want any divorce issues in this DIY. Voila, we have two symmetrical shapes here. We have now created a perfect, well, not too perfect, almost perfect circular shapes out of the two fabrics. You have to take note of the right sides of each of the fabrics, as you can see right here. So you turn the fabrics in such a way that the right sides are kissing each other and are married well to each other. I'm now going to create an opening between the two fabrics. I'm drawing something like a square. Yes, it's a square of 4 centimeter sides, and that is going to serve as our opening between the two fabrics. After I'm done drawing the square, I am going to be sewing along the perimeter of the fabrics. I'm going to start right from the corner of the square, beginning with a double stitch to secure the beginning of the stitch very well. After I am done with the double stitch, I then proceed with a back stitch. Now the back stitch is almost identical to a machine stitch, so you have to take your time and look at what I'm doing. As much as possible, as you are sewing, try to keep the 4 centimeter distance away from the perimeter of the fabric. So I forgot to tell you at the beginning of the tutorial that since we are not using a sewing machine, you must be ready and prepared to stitch, because we are going to be stitching so much. As I'm nearing towards the other corner of the square, I take my time and secure the last stitch by passing the needle through a loop twice in order to keep the stitch secure so that it don't come off. Yes, and there you have it. I know it's not perfect, but I think I've tried my best. Yours doesn't have to be perfect too. Just do what you can. The next thing we are going to do is to pull the fabric inside out, and this is where I noticed that the space I left was too small, and so I had to cut off some of the seams to allow for a bigger space for an easy pull out of the fabric. After pulling the fabric inside out, I'm trying to align the edges, pulling them out very well so that I can get my perfect circular shape. And there you have it. The seams are not perfect, but hey, we move. Lovely. So I'm now going to draw another box, but in this case is going to measure 2 centimeters, and just as I drew the first one, it's the same thing. I'll then be sewing along the 2 centimeters margin, and take note that the box that I drew is just near the opening between the 2 fabrics, not on it. Now you can see that I've drawn another box on top of the first box that we drew. This is because I felt that the 2 centimeters was very small for what I wanted, so I had to double it. And now, using the same back stitch technique, I am sewing along the perimeter of the fabric. That I'm nearing the opening between the 2 fabrics, I slow down and secure the end of my stitch using the loop technique that I did before. We are now done with the main part of the bonnet. So on the flip side, this is how the back stitch looks. You can see that it almost resembles the machine stitch. We are now going to create the tie band, and taking the excess fabric from before, I'm going to measure about 10 centimeters of width, then I measure all the way up. And then I draw a long straight line to connect the markings that I have made. After that, snap, we chop it off. So I ended up getting 3 long strips of the purple fabric, and I used the one strip of the purple fabric as a template on the yellow fabric and then cut along it. After I was done, I had 6 pieces of long strips. I'm then going to be connecting these strips from end to end, and this time I'm not going to be using the back stitch. However, I'm going to start with a double stitch and then proceed with an even stitch. It makes things easier and faster since we are using our hands. Make sure to secure the end of your stitch very well using the loop technique. We now have a long strip for our tie band, and I use the same procedure for the yellow strips. Now I'm going to connect the 2 different fabrics together and cut across the edge to create some sort of a pointed tip, and then I'll secure it with a needle and finally sew along the 2 fabrics. As you can see me here, I am using the even stitch technique. And as I said before, it makes things very easy and faster. As always, don't forget to secure the end of your stitch using the loop method. It is very important for you to do this so that your stitches don't come off. Using the pen as my guide, I am going to turn this fabric inside out. After turning it inside out, the next thing I do is to flat iron it to make sure that the tie band is flat and opposed on each other very well. And there you have it, our neat and perfectly looking tie band. We are now going to insert the tie band through the space we left in the bonnet, and as you can see, I'm securing one end of the tie band with a pin on the bonnet, and using the pen as the guide, as my guide, I push it through the space in the bonnet. So the tie band is almost out, and guys, I know I'm not done, but I'm already loving the outcome of this bonnet. I love it. I love it. After the tie band comes out, I just, swoosh or swoosh the bonnet along the tie band, to just create a bigger opening to fit my head. Yes, so swoosh 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 swoosh. Yes, for lack of better word, just swoosh the bonnet along the tie band, and there you have it. See guys, just see, we have the purple side and we have the yellow side. Amazing, simply amazing. Voila, our bonnet is ready to be worn. Oh my god, it looks so amazing. I know it's small, but you can make it whatever size that you want. I have a small head, so I decided to make it small. Oh wow, this is so gorgeous. I personally think that the yellow part is my favorite because of the pattern. It's so vibrant, Oh my god, this is amazing. Now flipping over to the other side, that's the yellow side, which is my personal favorite. Oh my god, just look at that beauty. Isn't she lovely? So amazing. So guys, I want to say a big thank you and a big kudos to my little brother who shot my videos for me, because without him I don't think I could have brought you this video today. And thank you all for staying to watch my video. I hope you learned a lot. Kindly subscribe and like this video, also leave a comment. Till we meet again, ciao.